And the FA Cup first round is underway for Bradford City here at League 2 Cheltenham. The Bantams attacking from right to left in this first half as we see it here in the main stand, away from the travelling City support, and still a fair few of them filtering into the stadium. We've been told of travel issues on the journey down, particularly on the M5, so if you are still stuck in that traffic and you're listening to us on BBC Sounds, we look forward to seeing you in the near future. Hopefully you'll arrive safe and sound. And Cheltenham with possession and working it from right to left out towards that far side. It's Archer, the Luton Town loanee, nudged to the floor by Brad Halliday, and the referee very quick to blow his whistle and award Cheltenham a free kick. And the look on Graham Alexander's face speaks 1,000 words, Andy Kiwomya, with less than 50 seconds gone.
Yeah, I think just a little bit disappointed. Brad actually read that and should have been fine with the result of the ball going in his direction. But unfortunately, it pushed Archer, and Archer fell to the ground. Referee gives a free kick. I think you've got to be mindful that Archer's going to come inside, and Brad just needs to be aware of that.
The right foot of Luke Young and the left foot of Jordan Thomas standing over this Cheltenham Town free kick with just a minute gone of this FA Cup first round tie. It's the left foot of Thomas swung in back post, free man! And Cheltenham Town think they've taken the lead. Have they taken the lead? Yes, the lead has been taken. The play has stopped. The Bradford City players thought the whistle had been blown.
Absolutely.
There is still confusion as to whether or not this goal stands. There's a yellow card for Tyreek Wright. The goal stands. The City players look perplexed. Graham Alexander animated on the touchline. He can't quite believe that goal has been awarded. And it's the League 2 side Cheltenham Town that lead Bradford City after a minute played. Remarkable.
Well. That goal seemed to go in slow motion, because when it went to the far post, Bradford City to a man just stood there because they felt, or we felt, and I felt I heard a whistle. But when the ball went into the net, the referee pointed to the centre spot and signalled the goal. What a surprise this is.
Well, the scoreline hasn't been updated on the electronic board out towards the right side. It still reads 0-0. But as far as I'm aware, has the goal... I'm actually still confused as to whether or not the goal has stood. It seems like it has. The celebrations ensued. The scoreline hasn't been updated. It has stood. Yeah, it's Isaac Hutchinson's goal. That is just a remarkable start, and you'll forgive the confusion, I hope, in our coverage of that goal, because it was very confusing, and the perplexed look on the City players' faces would suggest that they too thought that play had been halted. They must have heard something. Andy Cummey, has he blown his whistle?
I thought he'd blown his whistle, but obviously to the reaction of the Cheltenham players, they didn't stop when the ball went to the far post. Tyreek Wright has been subsequently given a yellow card for his protests.
Oh, that is quite the way to start this FA Cup journey for Bradford City, with just a minute played. Hutchinson at the back post, the free man, but free man due to the fact that the City defence had stopped. They felt that play had been halted by the referee's whistle. The whole team raced towards the referee. I don't think the Cheltenham players truly felt that the goal had stood initially anyway. There were delayed celebrations, and there was a strange atmosphere around the ground in anticipation as to whether or not that goal has stood, which we can confirm has. Cheltenham Town 1, Bradford City 0.
That was weird, because I felt that I heard a whistle. I thought everybody stopped. I looked across to the linesman to see if he had his flag up. Nothing. And yes, the goal has stood.
Well, Tommy Lee on the ball for Bradford City, who are just trying to regain their composure after trailing so early on. Let's run you through Cheltenham's team as Tommy Lee throws up towards Andy Cook's head. He nods it down for the on-chasing Richards, who gets past his man. Richards now at the byline, cuts it back for Tyreek Wright. The clearance comes in from Jude Boyd, and it goes the way of Cheltenham Town. It took a final touch of Tyreek Wright. So their team, Joe Day in goal, Jude Boyd, Wilson, Shering and Tompkinson are the back four. Hutchinson, Cheltenham's goal scorer, Ben Stevenson and Luke Young are the midfield three, and then a front three of Jordan Thomas, Jake Bickerstaff and Ethan Archer. Well, the floodlights are already on here at Wadden Road. It's been quite the start if you're joining us late. Cheltenham Town 1, Bradford City 0, with one of the more confusing goals you'll likely see in a Bradford City game. And they're on the ball now, Cheltenham, looking for a second in the early stages. Shifted towards this near right side. Arkell Boyd takes it up towards the midway point of Bradford City's half. Stevenson plays it back towards Shering. And now it's at the feet of the keeper, Day. Closed down by Andy Cook. Day's ball is long up towards the head of Pennington. That falls on the halfway line for Richards. Put to the floor, dispossessed. Thomas then takes it away from him. Richards looks to win it back, catches Thomas. Free kick for Cheltenham Town.
Yeah, it's over exuberance from Lewis Richards there. Just trying to get Bradford City into this game, putting the tackles in that's needed, but it's got to be mindful it's not too tough.
How difficult will the mindset be for Bradford City at the moment, having faced that adversity in such confusing circumstances, Andy Kiwomya?
I think they'll be more frustrated than anything, because obviously you expect the referee to officiate in a way that is clear and transparent. They were confused with what took place, and I'm sure it's going to take them a while to respond.
They have possession in the midfield third, and Tommy Lee spreads the play towards Richards on this near side. Richards leaps in the air to bring it down, then crosses, looking for the near post run of Andy Cook. It's swept away by a defending Shering, and it will be a throw Bradford City on this near side there left. Cheltenham Town 1, Bradford City 0. The League 2 Robins taking the lead after just a minute. Confusion from a free kick in which the Bradford City players felt the referee had blown his whistle prior to Isaac Hutchinson heading over Sam Walker, who seemed rooted to the spot. The goal stood, but the throw comes in towards the near post. McIntyre brings it down. Andy Cook and Brad Halliday both attacked it. It's cleared away only partially by Cheltenham. They come again. Cook into right into the box on his right foot, and it's a good save by Joe Day, low on the ground. Yard of space opened up for the winger, and Bradford City pushing for that equaliser in the early stages.
Yeah, it was a great flick by Andy Cook onto Tyreek Wright. Tyreek Wright took it to his right hand side and should have really buried that. The keeper made a good save, having stood up with his legs.
Tyreek Wright still searching for that first goal of the season, and as Tom McIntyre body checks Jordan Thomas to the floor, the referee Robert Massielis calls him over. A stern word, it would seem, as captain Max Power just oversees the situation. Cheltenham Town having the better of the opening 8 minutes without question. Jude Boyd with this free kick, a yard in from the near touchline, within close proximity of the Robins boss Steve Cottrell. Floated up towards the edge of the area. Bickerstaff cushions it down for Thomas. Thomas then onto his left foot. Richards gets a foot in, takes it away, then McIntyre will further clear. Out for a Cheltenham Town throw, who are on top and are pushing for a second in this FA Cup first round tie.
Yes, obvious that Bradford have been unsettled by the goal. They really are a little bit on their back foot at the moment, but credit to Cheltenham there, taking advantage of this situation and really going at Bradford.
Jude Boyd, the fullback, marauding up the line. To the byline he goes. Cross is deflected, and Neil Byrne can clear away. Andy Cook wrestling with Sam Shering. Max Power brings it down, turns back towards his own goal, gives it to Pennington in the right back position of the field. And Bradford City in their all blue alternative kit work it from right to left downfield. John Tompkinson, the left back for Cheltenham, the former Bantam, striding forward but dispossessed by Lapsley. Lapsley then on the floor, looking to roll the ball into City's possession. It's put out by a Cheltenham player. Bradford City will have this throw at the midway point of Robins' half, far side there right. Under grey skies here in Gloucestershire now. Looking at the forecast, we have some rain due at around about the half-time mark of this game. Dry conditions at the moment. A decent enough crowd as Max Power throws it into the penalty area. It's headed away by Hutchinson, and City rebuild their attack on this near left side. Richards looks up, thinks about the cross, couple of step overs, gives it to Tyreek Wright. Wright then Feints for the cross once more. Up against Young. Plays the 1-2 with power. Right, well then cross. It's a fizzing delivery that Sherring stabs away just inside the 6-yard area. Neil Byrne picks up the clearance. Floats it out towards the far side. Asks too much of Matthew Pennington. And it will be a Cheltenham Town throw, Andy Kiwomya.
Yeah, Tyreek Wright starting brightly. Really good 1-2 with Max Power there. Gets a great ball into the box, but defended at the near post by Cheltenham.
An incredible start to this game. Cheltenham Town 1, Bradford City 0. In some quarters, the scoreline has yet to be updated. It still reads 0-0. Such was the confusion that ensued after it, and Graham Alexander was just perplexed in his facial expression as he spoke to the fourth official. It's Tom McIntyre in the defensive line for Bradford City. Launches one downfield that Andy Cook will give chase, but gives up on pretty quickly. Too much on that shake of the head from the front man, and it's a goal kick for the Robins. Position 20th in the League 2 table. Steve Cottrell returning to his boyhood club 23 years on from his previous initial spell. It was 5 years here initially as manager, guiding them from the conference into what we now know as the Football League. And in that time, he took Cheltenham Town to the 5th round of the FA Cup, which is the furthest this football club has gone in this competition, taking on a West Brom side in 2002. Here in the first round, they lead Bradford City by 1-0. That's a stray ball from Sherring that goes over the head of the intended target, Bickerstaff, and Sam Walker plays out from the back. Pennington forward for Lee, from right to left City work it. Pennington for Power out towards the far side. Halliday, the home fans claim that he ran that out of play. Nevertheless, the pass is poor and Cheltenham Town have possession. Sherring on the edge of his own area, the former Northampton man. Jude Boyd down the line on this near side. Thomas back to Jude Boyd. That's a stray pass infield that Latchley pounces upon just outside the area. Lays it off for Tommy Lee, and he curls it wide of the far top left-hand corner. That was a chance for Bradford City, goal kick. Yeah, great chance. It was a stray ball into the midfield. George Latchley pounced on it, gave a little back heel to Tommy Lee, and Tommy Lee lined his shot up, but got it all wrong, wide of the post, and will be very, very disappointed that he didn't hit the target with that shot. Yeah, what does he need to do better in that moment, Andy Kiwomya? He did everything right apart from at the target. I think he just needs to make sure he's more clinical. Andy Cook's turned his man and he goes for the half-volleyed effort that had a deflection on it, I suspect, which has been signalled by the referee. Corner Bradford City. That was a looping effort from Andy Cook and he turned his man. Yeah, wonderful turn from Andy Cook, and that's the difference between Cook and Tommy Lee. Cook, even with that effort, it was just luckily with the deflection, it went just over the crossbar. Tommy needs to hit the target on those. That's 2 good chances in 2 consecutive games that Tommy's not hit the target with. Well, he's on the edge of the Cheltenham Town penalty area as Tyreek Wright swings in the corner. It's not a good one, and Cheltenham can come away with it. Archer, just inside the box. That's a poor clearance. Halliday picks up possession inside the centre circle. He carries it to the midway point of Cheltenham's half. Now on this near left side, it's Richards up against Hutchinson. Richards crossing, that's blocked. Corner Bradford City, building the pressure now. Yeah, Lewis Richards has been excellent at this first opening 10 minutes of 15 minutes of the game, trying to get past those wide players in those areas and get the ball into the box, and that's what the Andy Cook will thrive on. And making just his second appearance of the season, Lewis Richards, the first of which coming in that EFL Trophy victory over Everton's under-21s last month. Bradford City corner, near side there left. They trail Cheltenham Town by 1-0. Powers delivery, whipped in, back post, attacking is Halliday, lifted up into the air. It lands on the edge of the 6-yard area. There's a melee. Halliday swings a left boot at it, quite like he did in the final act of the Lincoln game midweek. Not a clean enough connection, and it's scuffed into the palms of the keeper, Joe Day. Yeah, that's a good chance as well from only 6 yards out. Brad Halliday with a chance to hit the target.
doesn't get it quite right, and like you say, Jamie, scuffs the ball.
They've won it back high up the field, Bradford City. Lapsley, central, 25 yards out, shifts it right to Halliday, gets the ball cut under his feet, the pass back for Pennington, sells him short. Archer picks up possession, steps past Pennington. Pennington fouls his man, and he goes into the referee's book, yellow card.
Yeah, unfortunately there, Brad Halliday had an opportunity to put the ball in the box. He didn't put the ball in the box, opted to come back to Pennington. The pass was short, and Archer was able to nip in and take the ball past Pennington. Pennington caught with a late challenge.
I can't imagine Graham Alexander's enjoying what he's seeing at the moment, from an officiating standpoint anyway, but I don't think you can argue too much with the foul certainly, but the booking as well. It was a haul back from Pennington.
Yeah, it's frustration all round at the moment for Bradford City. You know, from the moment the goal's gone in, they've been on the back foot and trying to recover from such a blow that they think there's been a little bit of injustice there.
Well, the left ear of the fourth official, who today is Adam Wilson, getting a lot of Graham Alexander at the moment. Meanwhile, his counterpart, Steve Cottrell, sleeves rolled up, gilet on, very animated on the touchline. But again, City have won it back. Lapsley is dispossessed by a well-timed challenge through James Wilson, but they'll come again on the right side. Halliday will cross. Andy Cook is the target. Shering heads it down. It goes past Tyreek Wright, but then he's closed down by Tommy Lee. Wright then with a chance, and Joe Day across his goal line smothers the ball. A second chance for Tyreek Wright, but he couldn't convert.
Yeah, a great 1-2, and then a back heel into his path. Tyreek Wright from 6 yards out again. Just a feeble effort on goal. Easy for the goalkeeper to gather.
McIntyre forward for Halliday over the halfway line. It's a heavy touch that allows Stevenson to pick up possession. Halliday nudges him to the floor. It's another free kick for Cheltenham Town. Stevenson just taking his time to get back up to his feet. Graham Alexander ferociously noting something down on his right thigh at the moment. They have had their chances, Bradford City, despite trailing by a goal to nil. That goal coming inside 2 minutes. They seem to be winning the ball high up the field, Andy Kiwomya.
Yeah, they're after Cheltenham. They really are pressing and trying to hurry and screw them into mistakes. But when they get the opportunities, they're not in their target, or if they are, they're feeble efforts at goal. And I hope it's not going to be a game of missed chances.
I think there's another free kick that's gone the way of Cheltenham Town. They've had a fair few of those at the moment. This time McIntyre on Thomas, as the initial free kick was launched forward on this near right side. The League Two Robins have a wide set piece opportunity. Pressure seems to be building against Bradford City in that department of the game anyway.
Yeah, there's one or two opportunities there. Cheltenham get up the field and they acquire a free kick in these dangerous areas. Hopefully Bradford City will concentrate on only one thing, and that's keeping the ball out of the net on this occasion.
We're seeing more City fans find their way into the away end as they watch on defending this set piece. Max Power heads upwards from the near post. Halliday sends it further away. Stevenson brings it down for Cheltenham, and then Jude Boyd with a touch that bypasses the Lapsley press. Luke Young then spreads the play. What a ball that is, by the way. Archer cushions it down. Lovely play now. Hutchinson urged to shoot. Dances past one challenge, then a second. Hangs up towards the back post. Richards heads away for Bradford City. Young picks up the clearance, and Cheltenham Town come again. 18 minutes gone. Cheltenham Town 1, Bradford City 0. Young uses Jude Boyd on the overlap at the byline now. Jude Boyd lifts it, back post. Sam Walker grabs it one-handed from the air. Smart keeping, and then he sends it downfield. Cook and Wright go towards it. Wilson will head forward, but City have possession. Power plays it back to Sam Walker.
Yes, casual play there from Max Power, really needed in that midfield because it's really hustly and bustly in there. Calm head of the captain, Max Power.
Scorelines elsewhere in the FA Cup first round. Oldham 2, Northampton Town 0. Michael Mellon scoring in the 4th and 5th minute for his dad's side. Mickey. Elsewhere, Rotherham 1, Swindon 0. Sam Nombe on the score sheet for the Millers. And Exeter are 1-0 up at Halifax Town. Bradford City with this throw near side there left They trail League 2 Cheltenham Town by 1-0. Power with this long throw, near level with the front edge of Cheltenham's box. Into the area it goes. Wilson heads away. Power chases after it, nods it forward. Richards then looks to bring it down. Young gets between himself and Tyreek Wright and clears away, but only as far as Power. And Tyreek Wright, just outside the left edge of the box, picks up possession. Power for Wright. Wright then rolls away from Young, feeds it into the path of Tommy Lee centrally. Lee whips it in and it's bent towards the back post. Pennington attacked it but couldn't get close enough, and the ball races through for a Cheltenham Town goal kick.
Yeah, it was good play on this left-hand side by Tyreek Wright and Lewis Richards. Eventually the ball coming to Tommy Lee. Tommy Lee with a deep cross to the far post. Unfortunately, no Bradford City player could get on the end of it.
20 minutes played here at Wadden Road. You can probably hear on our effects mic the cries of Steve Cottrell, who was certainly suggesting to his team to get wide, and I think he's made that point about 4, 5, maybe even 6 times.
Yep, I think they're trying to stretch the play, and Bradford City have done well to contain them, because right now Bradford City are the ones that are playing the width of the pitch.
And such an animated figure on the touchline is Steve Cottrell, a manager who signed Graham Alexander for Burnley back in 2007, and of course we know what Alexander went on to achieve as a player with Burnley. He was Cottrell's captain, and the two have a lot of admiration for each other. As you heard in the build-up, Cottrell rang Alexander about John Tompkinson, who's defending at the moment, as Wright is slipped through by Richards. Wright will cross, and Stevenson heads away, only as far as Richards, who picks it up and tries to work it again on this left side. McIntyre is high up the field now for Richards. Richards back to McIntyre. Lee offers the deeper option. McIntyre uses him. It's squared in field for Byrne. Cheltenham have pushed Bradford City back to the halfway line. Pennington out towards that far side, the City right now. It's Halliday. Power, lovely first time pass for Lapsley now. Lapsley looks up, crosses, aiming for the head of Andy Cook. Tyreek Wright is there. It's a third chance, this time left footed for the Bradford City winger, and it's straight at the keeper Joe Day on the volley. But Tyreek Wright must be wondering when that first goal of the season will come.
Yeah, wonderful play by Bradford City. One touch football, great ball into the box, and Tyreek Wright, with the goal at his mercy, could only pick out the goalkeeper.
Lapsley heads down for Tyreek Wright. Right now, 25 yards out, squares it out towards the far side. Halliday for Power. Now Pennington arriving with the overlapping run. Pennington back to Power. Power goes central. Tommy Lee touches it out of his feet. Thought about the shot onto his left foot. He still may shoot. Tommy Lee just knocked off his stride as he went to pull the trigger. And Cheltenham Town will clear away on this near side Bradford City throw.
Yes, good play from Bradford City. Pressure on, but they need to take these opportunities.
Well, come on City is the cry from the away end on the opposing side of the ground as Bradford City build this attack from right to left. Lapsley out towards the far right side. Halliday for Power. Power first time cross. Cook bullying the defence, but it's the defence who comes out on top, and they'll spring a counter-attack. Danger for City now as Archer races forward on that left flank. Players in red and white come to join him. Archer around Halliday. Final touch is one of Brad Halliday's, and it's a corner Cheltenham Town from back to front in a flash.
Yeah, deep ball into the box, came out, broke to Cheltenham players, and they give the ball to Ethan Archer, who ran down the left hand side and was trying to cut in on his right foot, but Brad Halliday was having none of it. Drove him to the byline and gave away the corner.
Right in front of that electronic scoreboard, above the heads of both Archer and Thomas, Cheltenham Town 1, Bradford City 0. Corner played short. Thomas returns it to Archer. Archer on his right foot sees his cross blocked by Tyreek Wright. Tommy Lee then heads it up into the air, flicks it over the head of Hutchinson. It's then sent back towards the edge of the D as Cheltenham look to pierce away through that back line of Bradford City's. Hutchinson, it opens up for him. From 25 yards out, he drags his low shot wide.
Yeah, it just fell to the edge of the box, and Hutchinson just screws his shot wide of the goal.
Well, a quarter way through this game, Andy Kwame, your thoughts?
Yeah, I feel that Bradford City have been dealt a blow in the first minute of the game, but from that they've just kicked on and tried to press the Cheltenham goal. They've had lots of chances but can never really work the goalkeeper, and have made it very, very difficult to get on the score sheet for themselves when the chances seem to be easily converted.
Neil Byrne with a crossfield ball that finds the head of Lewis Richards. He prevents it from going out for a throw in his attempts to keep it in play, but his leaping effort takes the ball out for a Cheltenham Town goal kick instead. On our vantage point here at Whaddon Road is a good old-fashioned gantry, and you don't often get that in the modern day stadium, and we are 20 yards if that away from the dugouts. Get a really good perspective of their emotion. You can see their facial expressions as Joe Day draws some panic from Steve Cottrell with a poor clearance that goes straight to Lewis Richards. City have it in the midfield third. Tommy Lee spreads the play out towards the far side for Matt Pennington. Now Power lifted over the top for Halliday. Cook takes over, backing into Wilson, gets the ball out of his feet. Andy Cook lifts a high ball into the hands of Joe Day. The keeper collects that comfortably at the near post. Cook screams towards Halliday in frustration. City just can't find that final moments of quality to break through and ultimately get that goal.
Yeah, I feel that Andy was a bit frustrated with the manhandling of him in that corner. I think the linesman's not seen it and is looking for a little bit more protection from the officials.
Still dark grey clouds above, yet to receive any downfall though at the moment, as the red and white stripes of Cheltenham send it forward, headed away by Byrne. Power then looks to flick it on for Lapsley's run. That's cleared once more by Wilson this time. Pennington plays the 1-2 with Lee, and Bradford City have possession. A good old-fashioned ground this. The stand opposite us only 12 rows tall. That's a lovely ball over the top to release Richards, but can he keep it in play? That's the question. He's knocked off his stride by Jude Boyd, and the ball had already gone out nevertheless for a Cheltenham Town goal kick. Terraces to our left in a very low stand. Capacity is around 7,000 here, with 42 places separating these two teams coming into today's fixture. Bradford City second in the League One table, Cheltenham Town 20th in League Two. It is they who lead Bradford City by 1-0. Isaac Hutchinson's header in just the second minute, separating the two sides in this FA Cup first round tie. A goal surrounded with confusion, with many of the City defence, if not all, feeling like the referee had blown his whistle. Nevertheless, the goal stood, despite switching off and allowing a comfortable header for Hutchinson. Cheltenham have it as Pennington calls early. Channel ball sent up the inside right flank. Pennington heads out of play at the expense of a Cheltenham Town throw on this near side, their right. And Jude Boyd will take it for the hosts. Thomas has looked dangerous so far as he tries to create a yard of space to offer the option. Instead, Stevenson is used. Jude Boyd then carries it infield, slips it through for the run of Bickerstaff. First time effort is blocked by a covering Pennington at the expense of a corner, Cheltenham Town.
Yeah, it's a well worked ball into the box. A deflection, a well-timed deflection, takes it away from the Sam Walker, the Bradford City goalkeeper. Good defending from Bradford City, but they've got to do more than this, because when Cheltenham come forward, they look more of a threat. Bradford City have had the better of the chances, but Cheltenham look more of the threat when they get in front of goal.
Tariq Wright with 3 opportunities, one of which was clear cut, finding the keeper on every occasion. They'll come again on the right side. Halliday, deflected cross, that's spun out of play, and it's a corner Bradford City, and so quickly they're on to the attack there under Kiwami.
Yeah, they break well, Bradford City, and they've really taken this game to Cheltenham Town after the goal. But again, it's all right with the threat. You've got to really execute these chances better than they have been doing.
Corner is from that far right side as Tariq Wright plays it short for Power. Power returns it to Wright. Wright then goes into the feet of Lapsley just inside the area. Return to Power. Power trying to create the angle for the cross. He gives it to Tyreek Wright back down the line on that far right side. Lapsley takes over, working the angles of Bradford City. Tyreek Wright, drop of the shoulder, takes it past one man, into the box, onto his right foot, cross is blocked, it spins inside the area, a Cheltenham player falls to the floor, and it's a free kick, Bradford City. Your thoughts, Andy Kiwomya?
Yeah, they're really controlling this game, Bradford City, but when they break into the box, their decision making needs to be a lot better. It's not as decisive as it should be, and they're allowing Cheltenham to really dictate how they defend these chances, because they've really been lacklustre in terms of how they execute these great chances that they're creating.
They all seem to be falling at the feet of Tyreek Wright at the moment. That again was at his disposal. Half an hour gone on BBC Radio Leeds, DAB across the Bradford district, and online via the BBC Sounds app. City free kick that's drilled towards Richards on this near side, the left, using his shoulder to bring it under control. He ballooned up into the air, he's somehow come away with it, and he's linking up with Tyreek Wright. Richards steps past the Jude Boyd challenge. Tyreek Wright gets himself between ball and man and keeps a hold of possession. Tommy Lee for Power for Wright just outside the penalty area, uses Richards to his left. Richards will cross, can't find the head of Andy Cook, instead finds the clearing head of Sherring, and Cheltenham Town have lost it once again. City enjoying the lion's share of possession. Power squares infield, the floodlights now starting to take effect as Pennington crosses, that's a better ball, Wright attacks it and it goes through his attacking presence, and it's a goal kick.
Yeah, unfortunately there, you said that, you used the word attack, that Tyreek Wright didn't really attack the ball, he waited in anticipation for it to come as opposed to attacking it. If he'd have attacked it, he would have got the touch that he wanted into the net. Again, great positioning, but not being able to execute a good ball into the box.
Barnsley 1, York 1, a latest scoreline from the first round of the FA Cup. Just a reminder that we have two other feature commentaries for you on BBC Radio Leeds this Saturday afternoon. Elsewhere in the FA Cup, Huddersfield Town away at Bolton. You can find that on our other DAB frequency and Freeview TV channel 711, as well as online via the BBC Sport website and app. And on FM, it's Brighton 1, Leeds United 0. Danny Welbeck on the score sheet for the Sussex-based team. Here in Gloucestershire, it's Cheltenham Town 1, Bradford City 0, and it's Cheltenham with possession in the final third. Numbers back defensively though for Bradford City, as Lapsley intercepts a Luke Young pass. Neil Burns' clearance is a lofted through ball that Andy Cook will chase after. It turns the Cheltenham Town defence. Wilson with a no-nonsense clearance sees Bradford City pick up a throw down the pitch.
Yeah, good defending, but all equally great ball out for Cook to get onto. Bradford City quickly getting up the pitch, and that's what's needed.
Max Power with this opportunity to take the throw, which he does, and finds Richards. Richards returns it to Power. Power then points in front to explain to Tyreek Wright where he wants him to make the run. Wright was slightly delayed in his advances. Nevertheless, Bradford City have a second successive throw on this near left touchline as they search for an equaliser. Into the box it comes. McIntyre with a loose touch. It balloons up into the air, and Thomas is able to clear away for the Robins. The ball will come again. Richards with a loose touch though this time. Lapsley with a full-blooded challenge that wins the possession back for Bradford City. And now they can attack on this near side, the left. Lapsley goes infield. Tommy Lee with a pocket of space as the sun shines here in Gloucestershire now, piercing through that overcast skyline above. Lee for Power. Power rolls away from his man, gives it to Lapsley. Lapsley 20 yards out, attacking the box for Wright. There's the 1-2 into the penalty area. Cook tries to get the ball out of his feet. It may still fall for him. Instead it falls for Tyreek Wright, and on the floor with Stevenson to block the shot, but they'll come again. McIntyre pokes it out towards the left side. Richards hangs it up, back post. Andy Cook nestles it down. Lapsley attacks it. Bodies flying everywhere inside the 6-yard box. Cheltenham just about come away with it, but City pick up possession. Power for Halliday, far touchline. He's knocked to the floor. They felt there was a challenge that should have been a free kick. Nevertheless, Cheltenham will bring it forward now. They attack on the counter, but that's a poor pass forward by Bickerstaff in search of Archer. A frantic period of play ends in a Bradford City throw at the midway point of their own half.
Yeah, good play from both teams there. Bradford City just attacking the box and trying to get that ball into the net. Then Cheltenham Town just breaking quickly and keeping Bradford City on the back foot.
His back's against the wall defending from Cheltenham there, quite literally. I mean, Stevenson was laid out on the floor from an initial challenge and just blocked that Tyreek Wright first time effort at source. It just isn't falling for the Bantams at the moment, who trail in this FA Cup first round tie. The goal shrouded in controversy, and the City players thought they'd heard a whistle. They stopped, play continued, the goal stood, and Isaac Hutchinson saw his headed effort loop over Sam Walker. Cue confusion and a degree of frustration from the City outfit as they seeked clarity on the situation from the referee, Robert Massey-Ellis. The sun is shining now here, and Bradford City are searching for an equaliser. Tommy Lee loses possession, and here comes Cheltenham Town now on the left side, but covering was Lee, making amends from his initial error, and he picks up possession just outside the right edge of Bradford City's penalty area.
Yes, good play from Tommy Lee. You know, he gave the ball away and was quick to get it back, and that's what Bradford City need to be doing. But they really need, when they get that ball, to be putting it into Cheltenham's net, because they've had the chances and they can't say they haven't.
Certainly have. Tyreek Wright, as we've said so often in this first half, with the lion's share of those opportunities. Credit to Cheltenham Town. They've dug in and they've put up a sturdy barricade in front of that goal so far. Power inside the centre circle, shift it towards this near side. Tyreek Wright makes the diagonal run. Richards goes infield with his pass. Cook then clatters into Stevenson, and the ball in the end rolls back towards Joe Day in between the sticks for Cheltenham Town. Sidearm throws it out towards John Tompkinson. As he looks up, he'll see glistening sunshine coming towards him as long shadows cast out on the turf here. Lumped forward by Wilson with not much direction on it. The game has taken a somewhat scrappy turn, with still City fans arriving following those travelling issues on the M5 particularly, as Cook is found well. He cushions it down for Lapsley. Chance now for Bradford City. On that far right side it's Halliday. Lapsley with the overlapping run. Tompkinson read that, touched it out of play, and Bradford City have a throw.
Yeah, for all the puffing that Bradford City have done, they've not been able to really assert their dominance in the scoreline, and that will be a frustration for the manager at half time. However, he'll take heart from the fact that they are creating chances and really working this Cheltenham team hard.
Max Power with this long throw, which instead he plays short for Halliday. Halliday back to Power, now out to Neil Byrne. Byrne will cross, decent ball. Cheltenham head takes it away and out of the box. It's further cleared by Bickerstaff, and Tommy Lee now in a foot race with Hutchinson. Sam Walker's come out of his goal to kick it away. It's a slightly skewed clearance. Players losing sight of the ball with the sun shining towards them. Tompkinson can bring it down, and now on that far side, the Cheltenham left, Ethan Archer carries it forward down the line up against Lapsley and Pennington. Archer gets around Pennington, cuts it back, and that was the chance for Cheltenham to get a second. Bickerstaff well placed, not a player in blue around him. He had the freedom of the goal in front of him, but he shoots wide.
Yeah, it was a great run by Ethan Archer down the line and into the box for Jake Bickerstaff to see the goal at his mercy. He wasn't able to take the opportunity, and the connection went wide.
A warning sign for Bradford City, and evidence of how quickly Cheltenham can get the ball forward from defence into attack. Tommy Lee on the ball now for the Bantams, who trail 1-0 in this FA Cup first round tie at League 2 Cheltenham. Scrappy in the midfield third, but City come away with it. Lee forward for Wright. Wright now takes it into Cheltenham's half. A backtracking Thomas looks to put right under pressure. McIntyre has the ball. Crossfield switch of play for Halliday inside the box. It's cushioned down for Lapsley. Lapsley lifts it towards right. The defensive head takes it away. Cook tries to bring it down, and Cheltenham are able to clear away. It's backs against the wall, defending once more. And City hunt for a leveller. Pennington, 6 minutes of this first half to go. Up towards the midway point of Cheltenham's half. Back for Power. Power then flings a flat ball into the box that takes a couple of touches before it's cleared away by Cheltenham once more. Power, the furthest outfield player back for Bradford City, picks up possession at the midway point of the Bantams half, gives it to Sam Walker, and they'll start this attack again. Andy Kiwomya.
Yeah, it's good play from Bradford, build-up play, patient build-up play from Bradford City. But again, I'll say they need to get in the final third and then make it count.
Clever ball from Power over the top to turn the defence and find Richards. He cushions his header infield in search of Wright. Cheltenham head takes it out of play. McIntyre lets that run. City throw near side the left, taken quickly. Tommy Lee on the halfway line, squares it out towards that far side, the City right. Pennington carries the ball into his path. Wants options. The sun glistening behind him on those light blue strips for the City outfit. Byrne, crossfield diagonal in search of Lewis Richards. Cheltenham Town cut it out, and then Thomas sees his clearance blocked by an on-chasing McIntyre, and it will be a Cheltenham Town throw.
Both teams fighting hard in this game. Cheltenham with the advantage, but Bradford City not able to convert some of the good chances that they've had in front of goal.
They've got a perfect rainbow above at the moment, Andy Kiwomya, with the very bright sunshine contrasting with those dark grey clouds, so I think we can expect a downpour any moment now as Neil Byrne heads back towards Sam Walker, who just chucks it rather dismissively towards Matt Pennington, and he carries it towards the midway point of Bradford City's half. 3.5 minutes of normal time remaining in this FA Cup first round tie on BBC Radio Leeds. Cheltenham Town 0, Bradford City 1. The City players pushing for an equaliser, seeing a lot of the ball, creating chances as well, kept out by a somewhat stubborn Cheltenham defence. Lapsley forward for Halliday. Halliday returns it to the overlapping run of Lapsley. Lapsley's near post ball is sent away, and Archer can further clear for Cheltenham in their red and white stripes. Byrne is held by Bickerstaff, but Power, disguised ball in field, is intercepted by Stevenson. And now Archer on that far side goes infield for Tompkinson. That is as good a rainbow as I've ever seen.
Do you know, Jamie, there's a double rainbow if you look carefully.
Yes, there is. Well seen, Andy Kiwomya. Desperately trying to find a rainbow pun. Can't find it. Did they pot of gold or something? No. Pennington on that right side for Halliday. Back towards Power on the halfway line. Threads it through. Pennington's carried on his run. He's just shoulder barged into the advertising hoardings, and Tompkinson does the necessary defending to marshal that ball out of play, and it's a Cheltenham Town goal kick. Stop walking, get over.
Yeah,
says Steve Cottrell to his team as they get ready for this goal kick.
You can see what he's brought to this Cheltenham Town team. Yeah. He's really brought an organisation and a discipline that's needed when you come up against teams like Bradford City. Intense,
isn't it? You can see that.
Yeah.
Living, breathing every kick out there for his team, and you can see why Graham Alexander has hallmarks of that in his own management style. He was glowing in his reference of Steve Cottrell midweek coming into this game as Lapsley is hauled to the floor by Stevenson. Some ironic cheers from the away end greets that free kick for Bradford City. And a chance, Andy Kiwomya, for the City team in their light blue strip to get forward and try and penetrate that stubborn Cheltenham defensive line.
Yeah, they've done really well when they broke forward. It's just that finishing touch that they haven't had.
Well, Halliday grappling with Archer as it was sent in towards the byline. Archer fell to the floor, and the referee very quick to blow his whistle and award Cheltenham Town a free kick. Well, Graham Alexander, in contrast to Steve Cottrell, not as animated, and Cutt's quite a frustrated figure at the moment.
Yeah, I think Graham Alexander will be more frustrated than angry, because I feel that his team has demonstrated they've got enough in their firepower to win this game. However, I think his frustration will come from the lack of goals that have come from the chances that they've had.
30 seconds of normal time remaining as Lapsley looks to break forward, as does Tyreek Wright. Cut out through Wilson at 36 years of age, showing all of his experience there. Bickerstaff brings it down for Hutchinson. Hutchinson seeing Sam Walker off his goal line, and that drew a wry smile from the retreating keeper who caught it. It wouldn't have counted anyway because the referee had blown his whistle, but Sam Walker must have been thinking in that moment, not again.
Yeah, and I think a lot of football players playing against Sam Walker will be looking at his the distance he takes away from his goals, because it's been proven in the last few weeks that keepers need to be very, very careful when they go walkabouts.
1 additional minute is the signal on the electronic board as the temperature just drops a shade. Bradford City with this free kick right on the centre spot. Max Power organising his troops as he takes this free kick. Flat ball into the penalty area. Joe Day punches at it. Lapsley lifts it up into the air, edge of the penalty area. Cook attacks it, falls to the floor as the referee blows his whistle and awards a free kick against Andy Cook. Thought he might have called half time there, but such is the confusion regarding the referee's whistle. I would suggest from the City perspective it is a free kick as opposed to half time.
You can't wait to hear what the explanation is for the dispute in terms of what happened when the ball was kicked, and then there seemed to be another whistle. I can't wait to hear the explanation from the players that stopped, the Bradford City players that stopped.
We've now got a drop ball, and I don't know why. You can absolutely understand the frustration and confusion regarding some of the refereeing decisions.
Yep.
Yeah, when you are scratching your head, what else are you meant to do? Anyway, City have got it. Tommy Lee lifts it, curls it into the box. Andy Cook brings it down, back to goal. Tries to create the angle for the shot. He gets one away, but he rifles it wide of the far post. A rising effort that concludes, well, I was about to say that opening 45 minutes, maybe there's a whistle that someone's blowing, because you keep hearing things.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just me.
No, I'm telling you that I heard a whistle for the first goal. I thought, and everybody else, I thought the Bradford players did, and I was surprised that there wasn't a flag or some kind of interpretation from the referee.
Well, that is the referee's whistle, no doubts about that. And that brings to an end an interesting opening 45 minutes here at Whaddon Road. Cheltenham Town 1, Bradford City 0. Both players make their way down the tunnel underneath us. Graham Alexander shares a few words with Max Power of presumed encouragement. He also speaks to Tommy Lee as well. Graham Alexander is waiting for the referee, and you can understand why. The referee seemed to blow his whistle when Isaac Hutchinson headed over Sam Walker. I think Graham Alexander is told by the referee that he'll speak to him down the tunnel and not out in the open for us all to see. But you can understand why Graham Alexander is seeking clarity and is wanting an explanation as to why that goal stood. Free kick aimed in towards the back post. We all thought we'd heard a whistle, as did the players out there for Bradford City. They stopped, Cheltenham carried on, Hutchinson headed over Sam Walker, and the goal stood. Cue confusion, perplexed faces, and then frustration. We would love to hear what the conclusion is of that explanation. We'll find out after the full-time whistle. Still another 45 minutes left to play here in the FA Cup first round tie, but as it stands, it's the League 2 side Cheltenham Town who leads second placed in League 1 Bradford City by 1-0.
Thank you, Jamie and Andy. Really, the only place to start is in that opening minute. I mean, as you and Jamie were saying, it's hard to put your finger on it. It must have been something from the crowd or something, because like we've all been saying in commentary, we definitely heard something.
Yeah, I was perplexed, like Jamie said. What's going on? Why has the referee not clarified that situation, to retake the free kick if there's any kind of misunderstanding? But again, the goal stood, and everybody is now looking at that situation going, right, okay, can you clarify that for us? And that's why it's would be a great opportunity for referees to be able to give an insight as to what they see sometimes.
You touched on it in commentary. How do you, as a player in that moment, when it has been so confusing, you find yourself a goal down, what does that do to you mentally? Because you've got a game of football to get back into and to concentrate on.
Yeah, there's a feeling of injustice at that time, but we're professionals and they've got to get on with it. And they have had enough chances in this first half to win 3 games, never mind this game. And they'll be frustrated that they've not taken those opportunities.
I was going to ask you that in terms of the response, it's certainly been there for Bradford City. They've created. Yeah,
they've created some really good chances, and but for some poor finishing from Tyreek Wright, they could be 3-1 up and cruising in this game. As it is, they're 1-0 down and trying to find their first goal.
I think we spoke about with Mark Bauer, Andy, after the Lincoln City match, that at times they just lack composure. It felt, especially in that first half, and those chances for Tyreek Wright, he probably could have had a hat-trick. Is that what they're lacking again in the final third this afternoon?
Yeah, I think they're doing everything right, getting into those positions, and I think sometimes you've just got to make sure you're not over trying in that situation. You know, he's got the connection, but he's not got the direction, and that's key. You know, if you can basically get there and then convert into the goal, that's the end, the final product. And unfortunately, he's been in the right place at the right time, but not made the clinical decisions that give you the killer instinct.
And do you think that's all that needs to change in that second half, that composure in front of goal?
Yeah, I think the way that they're creating these chances, they've got to make sure that they convert them. But not only that, when Cheltenham are coming forward, they are a threat as well, and they've got to make sure that they, through a lack of concentration, don't allow Cheltenham back in and give them the opportunities to win the game.
Andy Kiwamya, thank you for now. Andy and Jamie will be back for full second half commentary here at Whaddon Road. Louis, Jamie and Andy with you all the way through until 6 o'clock this evening. We would love you to get in touch on what you've seen in that first half or listened to in that first half. City fans, 81333 on the text, 08000 321 333 on WhatsApp, WYS at the start of your messages, or on X at BBC WYS. Half time in the first round of the FA Cup then. League 2 Cheltenham Town lead Bradford City by a goal to 0.
BBC Radio Leeds.
West Yorkshire Sports live.
Cheltenham Town free kick with just a minute gone of this FA Cup first round tie. It's the left foot of Thomas, swung in back post, free man, and Cheltenham Town think they've taken the lead. Have they taken the lead? Yes, the lead has been taken. The players stopped. The Bradford City players thought the whistle had been blown.
Absolutely.
There is still confusion as to whether or not this goal stands. There's a yellow card for Tyreek Wright. The goal stands. The City players look perplexed. Graham Alexander animated on the touchline. He can't quite believe that goal has been awarded. And it's the League 2 side Cheltenham Town that lead Bradford City after a minute played. Remarkable. Andy Cook and Brad Halliday both attacked it. It's cleared away only partially by Cheltenham. They come again. Cook into right into the box on his right foot, and it's a good save by Joe Day, low on the ground. Yard of space opened up for the winger, and Bradford City pushing for that equaliser in the early stages. That's a stray pass infield that Lapsley pounces upon just outside the area, lays it off for Tommy Lee, and he curls it wide of the far top left-hand corner. That was a chance for Bradford City. Goal kick. Lapsley, he's dispossessed by a well-timed challenge through James Wilson, but they'll come again on the right side. Halliday will cross. Andy Cook is the target. Shering heads it down. It goes past Tyreek Wright, but then he's closed down by Tommy Lee. Right then with a chance. And Joe Day across his goal line smothers the ball. A second chance for Tyreek Wright, but he couldn't convert. Power, lovely first time pass for Lapsley now. Lapsley looks up, crosses, aiming for the head of Andy Cook. Tyreek Wright is there. It's a third chance, this time left footed for the Bradford City winger, and it's straight at the keeper Joe Day on the volley. But Tyreek Wright must be wondering when that first goal of the season will come. It's then sent back towards the edge of the D as Cheltenham look to pierce away through that back line of Bradford City's. Hutchinson, it opens up for him from 25 yards out. He drags his low shot wide. Thomas has looked dangerous so far. as he tries to create a yard of space to offer the option. Instead, Stevenson is used. Jude Boyd then carries it infield, slips it through for the run of Bickerstaff. First time effort is blocked by a covering Pennington at the expense of a corner Cheltenham Town. Ethan Archer carries it forward, down the line, up against Lapsley and Pennington. Archer gets around Pennington, cuts it back, and that was the chance for Cheltenham to get a second. Bickerstaff well placed. Not a player in blue around him. He had the freedom of the goal in front of him, but he shoots wide.
BBC Radio Leeds.
West Yorkshire Sport. Live. BBC Upload.
With Hannah Sackville-Bryant.
If you're making something that might put a smile on someone else's face, I want to hear about it. BBC Upload is the place to show off your comedy, your artwork, your poetry, and you never know where it might lead. It's incredible, isn't it? Because you've gone from sending in your first poem to us, and now you've got a book out.
Well, I can't quite believe it, to be honest, but I'm really, really grateful for BBC Upload. So yeah, thank you very, very much.
No, thank you. So get involved. Head to bbc.co.uk/upload.
Tonight from 6.
BBC Radio Leeds.
It is BBC Radio Leeds. Hannah will be with you at 6 o'clock with the BBC Upload. Do keep your thoughts coming into us, City fans, on the text 81333, on WhatsApp 08000 321 333. Do start your messages with the letters WYS, or on X at BBC WYS. Elsewhere in the FA Cup, Huddersfield Town trail Bolton Wanderers by 1-0. That match is available on our other DAB frequency and online via BBC Sound. Some other notable scores in the first round of the FA Cup this afternoon. Chelmsford City beat Braintree Town by 4-1 in the early kick-off. At half-time, it's Wimbledon 0, Gateshead 1, Barnsley 1, York City 1, Borehamwood 2, Crawley Town 0, Cambridge United lead Chester by 3-0. Grimsby Town 0, Ebbsfleet United 1, Halifax Town 0, Exeter City 2, Macclesfield 3, AFC Totton 3. Bit of a goal fest in that game. Lincoln lead at Stevenage by 1-0, and Slough Town are 2-0 up against Altrincham. There's some of the notable scores coming into us here this afternoon. You can find a full rundown of all the fixtures and the scores on the BBC Sport website or app. In the Premier League, Leeds United trail at Brighton by 1-0. You can find full second half commentary with Adam Pope and John Newsom on 92.4 FM. Elsewhere in the top flight, it's Burnley 0, Arsenal 2, Crystal Palace 1, Brentford 0, Fulham 1, Wolves 0, and Forest 0, Manchester United 1. Louis, Jamie and Andy with you then, live inside Wadham Road. Full second half commentary on the way. First though, last time out in League One, Lincoln held the Bantams to a goalless draw on Tuesday. Of course, it was a fixture that held far more significance as both clubs remembered the 56 who tragically lost their lives in the Bradford City Stadium fire 40 years ago. Each year, fans come together from far and wide to help fundraise to benefit the Bradford Burns Unit and honour the victims of the 1985 tragedy. Well, one of those fans is firefighter Mark Hayward, who was instrumental in the 56 for 56 fundraising campaign and captained the Bradford Fire Station team that played alongside former City legends in a charity match back in May. He spoke to BBC Radio Leeds during the week about that occasion and also how the incredible fundraising efforts are still ongoing.
Happens every single year. There's always people fundraising for the Bradford Burns Unit and really creating a big community spirit of getting behind what is an absolute amazing success that the Burns Unit has become. We've raised our campaign at the start of this year and did it for the first half of the year, raised plenty of money for them, but what actually came of that was we managed to go around the Bradford Burns Unit and walk around with Professor AJ, who sort of is the main guy up there, and showed us everything that they do, and it's absolutely mind-blowing, some of the stuff that, like things like they grow their own skin and things like that. You just think it's unbelievable. It's all done by funds that we as fans and as a wider community all raise and help and support them.
How much do you reckon you've raised in your campaign so far, Mark?
Well, we actually sort of put a bit of a time frame onto where the campaign was. So we did it for the first 6 months from January to end of June. The target was to raise 56,000 for the Burns unit, and anything else that we got, we'd look at other causes. So, but including things like gift aid and that, I think we ended up raising about 63,000 for the Burns unit, and then another 5,000 for other local causes, which were things like local grassroots causes. They were towards the MND charity that obviously Bradford City fans are fully linked to through Stephen Darby, and the Firefighters charity as well. So there were a lot of good that came out of the campaign that we did.
Yeah, and I mentioned that charity match as well. What was it like playing alongside those former legends? Were there any nerves there?
There were no nerves. It was just horrible. They were just the occasion was unbelievable. When we sort of lined up and we were ready to kick off, and I just looked up, and in front of me were Gary Jones, Stuart McCall, and Dean Windass. They were all there, and you're just like, this is going to be tough. But it was thoroughly enjoyable, and it was definitely a bucket list item ticked off as well.
Do you know what? By all accounts, though, they did not go easy on you at all. Like, they went in with something to prove, those City legends. They really did.
They did. There were a fair few of them as well that still play. So they had a point to prove, and fair play to them. That's what we wanted. The whole thing was about getting everyone together and raising as much money as we possibly could, and for those faces to show up on the day and really make an effort. They didn't just sort of turn up, go home. They interacted with all the fans and photos, and they came for a drink with us afterwards and things. So it was brilliant that they all made one in for it. So a big thanks goes out to them.
Always great to hear from Mark Hayward and the incredible work he and so many of you do to fundraise, to remember the 56 and to benefit the Bradford Burns unit. Brilliant work as ever, and always good to hear from Mark and everyone connected with that on BBC Radio Leeds. It's Louis, Jamie and Andy live with you at Wadham Road, where Bradford City currently trail Cheltenham Town by 1-0. Remember, no replays anymore in the FA Cup. It will be extra time and penalties should the game end in a draw after 90 minutes. Rob's been in touch on X at BBC WYS. Refereeing incompetence is pretty much a given now, especially when they are dragging weakest from non-league, but City need to look at themselves. If you're not going to take your chances you create, we need to be more cynical. Second half commentary on the way here. 81333 if you'd like to get in touch with us City fans. 08000 321 333 on WhatsApp. WYS at the start of your messages. All like Rob on X at BBC WYS. Remember, after the match we'll be taking your messages. We'll also bring you the thoughts of manager Graham Alexander. It'll be interesting to get his take on that opening goal. He went and spoke to the referee in the tunnel at half time, didn't he? We'll bring you those thoughts on BBC Radio Leeds, DAB across Bradford, and online via BBC Sounds then for City at Cheltenham in the first round of the FA Cup. Second half commentary on the way, handing you back to our expert summariser, former City winger Andy Kiwomya, and our Bradford City commentator Jamie Rayner.
Thank you, Louis. The sun continues to shine here at Wadham Road as Bradford City reappear from the tunnel underneath us here in the radio gantry. Graham Alexander speaking with his assistant Chris Lucchetti. Colin Doyle, the goalkeeping coach, comes out to join them as well. And Bradford City trailing in this FA Cup first round tie at League 2 Cheltenham Town. I'm sure Graham Alexander has received an explanation as to why that goal stood. I cannot wait to find out what was said to him, and we will of course ask that question after the full-time whistle. But Andy Kiwomya, the sun now shining in the eyes of Bradford City as they attack from left to right in this second half. What do you need to see from them in contrast to the first half as Tommy Lee gets play underway, or a delayed start as the referee blows his whistle? Wasn't happy with Bickerstaff crossing the halfway line, and the game is eventually underway. To go back to that question.
Yeah, a more clinical nature to their finishing would be the perfect performance for Bradford City, having got off to a poor start with conceding that goal under mysterious circumstances.
Well, both teams are unchanged as one is lifted over the top for Andy Cook. He tries to make ground into the box, but it's covered by Sam Shering, and the ball eventually ends up in the hands of Joe Day. So the teams, starting with Bradford City, Sam Walker in goal, Matthew Pennington, Neil Byrne and Tom McIntyre are the back three, Brad Halliday, Max Power, Tommy Lee and Lewis Richards are the midfield four, and George Lapsley, Andy Cook and Tyreek Wright make up the front three. Tyreek Wright and Matthew Pennington both on yellow cards. Wright creating a number of chances in that first 45 minutes, one of which you would expect to be taken, as Neil Byrne sends a diagonal crossfield ball up in the air. It goes through Tompkinson's attempted header away, and Halliday blocks an initial clear as it comes to Andy Cook, and a rising shot left-footed takes a touch off a Cheltenham Town defender and out for a corner. Bradford City.
Great chance from Cook, cutting inside and then smashing as opposed to curling the ball. It gets a deflection and goes just wide of the upright. What a good chance for Bradford City.
A corner from that far left side of the ground in front of the travelling City support, who are here in good numbers. The big men are up for Bradford City, and they're all light blue strip as Max Power, right-footed, bends it in towards the back post region. Cook attacks it. Cheltenham Head takes it behind. Second successive corner inside the opening 2 minutes of this second half. Quickly run you through Cheltenham's team. Joe Day in their goal. Back four, Jude Boyd, James Wilson, Sam Sherring and John Tompkinson. Midfield three of Isaac Hutchinson, the game's only goal scorer, Ben Stevenson and Luke Young. Front three, Jordan Thomas and Ethan Archer, either side of Jake Bickerstaff. Corner from this near right Bradford City. They trail Cheltenham Town by 1-0. Tyreek Wright, left-footed, hangs it up towards the back post. Andy Cook attacks it. Same outcome. Third successive corner. Cheltenham Head takes it behind.
Yeah, it's sustained pressure from Bradford City, just putting the ball in the box and attacking in those deep areas at the far post.
Well, a good response from Bradford City to start this second half as Tyreek Wright receives the short corner. Power then lifts it, back post, Andy Cook! It's a great save on the goal line. Joe Day palms it away. Andy Cook was rising. He made good contact with that headed effort. And Cheltenham Town clear their lines. Tommy Lee looking to bring it down. Tom McIntyre is first to react. Bickerstaff chases after Richards. The ball goes back to Sam Walker, who spreads his teammates wide, both right and left. Plays it short for Neil Byrne retreating. He picks up possession on the edge of Bradford City's penalty area. That was a big chance, Andy Kiwomya.
Yeah, great chance. Great ball into the box by Max Power, and at the far post, Andy Cook just rising above everyone else. Great header on target. Great save by Day.
Good noise from the away end. City search for a leveller in this FA Cup first round tie. Graham Alexander just rubs the back of his neck in frustration as the ball goes back to Sam Walker. McIntyre curls it up the line for Tyreek Wright. Wright then tries to feed it through the legs of the Cheltenham defender for the overlapping run of Richards on that far touchline, but Cheltenham force Tom McIntyre into an avenue in which he has to clear out of play at the expense of an attacking throw, which Jude Boyd will come over to take for Cheltenham Town in their red and white stripes, black shorts and red socks. And this throw in front of the Colin Farmer stand opposite us here in the gantry. Jude Boyd, there's the 1-2 with Hutchinson. He goes for a second successive 1-2, this time with Young. City defender forced to the floor. It was Richards. Graham Alexander felt it was a foul. The ball came in. The glancing touch is off target as Brad Halliday carries it forward, pokes it up the line for Lapsley to give chase. Wilson is there to just stab that ball out of play. Great engine from Brad Halliday to get Bradford City downfield, and they've got this throw.
Yeah, great defending from Brad Halliday and a great run, carrying the ball forward into the opposition half and playing the ball down the line and being taken out for a throw-in.
Power throws infield for Tommy Lee inside the centre circle, squares the ball out towards that far left side. Richard steps past one challenge, he takes it central. Lapsley on the half turn, squares it right, edge of the final third. It's Halliday, carries it into the box, chops it back for Power. Power lifts it, far post, Cook is there, McIntyre shoots towards goal. Half-volleyed effort is blocked by Cheltenham's defence. The ball ricochets back towards the halfway line. 5 minutes played in this second half, and it's all Bradford City as they search for an equaliser. Max Power looks up, 5 yards in from the halfway line, squares towards the centre spot where he uses Neil Byrne. Now out to the left side is Lee. uses Tyreek Wright on the far touchline. Down the line is the run of Lewis Richards. Richards rides one challenge but not the second, and then the clearance takes a final touch off Richards. It was Shering who was doing the defending, and it's a throw for Cheltenham Town.
Yeah, great ball into the box from Bradford City, and Andy Cook is being defended by not just one but two Cheltenham Town defenders, and that should leave Bradford City with a spare man in the box. They've got to really try and find him because Cook is really occupying this defence.
Just a reminder that we have two other commentaries for you this afternoon. Our other DAB frequencies: Huddersfield Town Trail at Bolton in the first round of the FA Cup, as do Leeds in the Premier League away at Brighton on FM. Lewis Richards attacking for Bradford City. Cheltenham Town 1, Bradford City 0, as Power curls across into the penalty area. Cheltenham head comes out to Pennington. Pennington down for Halliday. Halliday will shoot, drags his effort. Cook gets the shot away. It's another save from Joe Day. He gets a second bite of the cherry, but Cheltenham just about clear the ball towards the halfway line. Byrne picks it up. Bradford City will come again. Tommy Lee looks over his left shoulder. He's got time and space. He drills it towards the chest of Cook, edge of the area. He lays it off for Power. Power then 25 yards out, puts one Cheltenham player to the floor. He'll get the shot away. That cannons into the back of Stevenson, who blocks. It breaks for Thomas. Thomas will come away with it. Tompkinson then lifts it towards the foot of Pennington, who intercepts the pass. Cheltenham Town gifting possession away. Bradford City trying to find a way through this rigid defence.
Yeah, it's good play from Bradford City, but again, the ball is like a magnet to Joe Day in the Cheltenham goal.
Advantage is played as Richards falls to the floor. He looks hurt, he's in pain. City attack though, Lapsley through for Halliday. Halliday's goal side, cuts it back. Andy Cook takes a touch onto his right foot, and it's another block shot that spins out for a corner. Bradford City pushing hammer and tong as they have done in the last 4 games. Richards is still down hurt, but he's up to his knees at the very least. Will he be able to continue? He's back up on his feet now. Tyreek Wright places the ball in the quadrant. He looks to be okay, Lewis Richards.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see. The referee did give a yellow card to one of the Cheltenham players. Number 20. But again, good defending from Cheltenham. Got to give him credit where it's due.
Corner played short. Lapsley returns it to Wright. Wright then hangs it up back post. Cook is the man to head down for Lee. Lee half volleys it into the area. Pennington header across the face of goal. He can't find a player in blue. Cheltenham Town are able to clear high up into the Gloucestershire sky. As the header forward from Bradford City sees them come again. Halliday 30 yards out, carries it towards the edge of the area, put to the floor by Archer. Free kick doesn't come the way of Bradford City. Lapsley tracking back, wins the ball cleanly. McIntyre carries it forward and through the middle, slips it through for Wright. Wright on the right edge of the area, carries it to the byline, cuts back onto his left foot. Wright still just can't get the ball out of his feet. He's dispossessed by Tompkinson. Now there may be a counter for Bickerstaff. McIntyre tracks him, gets the foot in, as does Halliday. Ball goes out of play. It's a Cheltenham Town throw.
Yeah, good play from both teams. Going backwards and forwards, a real proper FA Cup tie this is now. And Bradford City are fighting for their lives to convert this ball into the net because they know Cheltenham Town are hanging on for dear life onto this slender 1-goal lead.
It's remarkable just how well actually Cheltenham Town have defended that goal. Every shot that's come their way met with a sturdy defensive line, or if they've managed to get through that Bradford City, they've then got to try and get past Joe Day, who has certainly been on hand for the Robins thus far. You can see why, Andy Kiwomya, since Steve Cottrell's arrival, they've conceded just 1 goal in all the 4 league games they've played so far. They've kept 3 clean sheets.
Yeah, they're a stingy defence, aren't they? They really have found the resolution to keep that ball out of the goal, and we can see from Bradford City's attacks that there's a real determination from Cheltenham Town to keep a clean sheet, and they're doing that at the moment. But I've got to say, Bradford City have really been poor and lacking in finishes attached to some of their opportunities.
Well, it seems to be an issue for Ben Stevenson, who I think might be enduring an early exit here. I hesitate because very gingerly he makes his way off the field of play, but I think he might try and carry on. We'll see.
Yeah, I think he struggled from the tackle from behind, and when he fell, he took a while to get up. I believe it's his shoulder.
Yeah, it looked like that, didn't it?
Yeah.
He's just rolling his shoulder out. Actually, it's his left shoulder. So Cheltenham Town throw on this near side. John Tompkinson to take. Throws up the line for Pennington to head forward. Shering sends it back towards the offensive line for Cheltenham. Thomas chases after a Bickerstaff pass. Up the line for Jude Boyd. Good challenge there from McIntyre. Threw himself into that, won the ball cleanly. They put Jude Boyd into about row Z with that challenge, but it's a Cheltenham Town throw.
Yeah, a real robust challenge there from McIntyre, and again showing that steely determination to defend.
Jude Boyd squares centrally for the arriving Wilson, Cheltenham's captain. Tompkinson. He uses Hutchinson, the goal scorer for Cheltenham, inside the second minute. Joe Day took a chance there with his clearance. Andy Cook was pressing. Neil Byrne loses sight of the ball. Handball is the signal on Bickerstaff. Just trying to seek clarity on who received that yellow card that you mentioned. I think it was Jude Boyd.
Yeah.
Who went into the referee's book for a yellow card a few moments ago. Diagonal switch of play from Bradford City. Left to right the ball comes towards this near side. Pennington is nudged to the floor by Archer. Free kick in a somewhat attacking position. Max Power takes it quickly. Down the line it comes for Brad Halliday. Halliday then lobs it in towards the back post region. It's Jude Boyd who heads away. Richards will let that run. Bradford City throw which is taken quickly. As darkness begins to descend upon us here at Whaddon Road, the floodlights on in what has remained a dry Gloucestershire thus far. We thought we might see some rain, but that has passed us by. You can see some blue in the skyline above. A lovely array of colours actually, as Brad Halliday throws infield with a flat ball towards Max Power. Out towards that far left side for Bradford City. McIntyre steps back infield, uses Pennington, squared right. Pennington carries up towards the attacking third. Halliday for Lapsley, it bypasses him. Lee chases after it to try and keep a hold of possession, but Cheltenham are able to clear their lines. Graham Alexander furiously crying at Pennington and Lapsley. Max Power lofting it forward. Target is Andy Cook. Andy Cook finds it. Lapsley with a rising effort, hit it on the half volley just outside the D, and it flies over the crossbar.
Yeah, it was a great ball into Andy Cook, brought it down on his chest and back to goal, allows Lapsley to come onto it, but the volley takes the ball over the bars. If he can keep that down, it's a hell of a strike.
Joe Day taking his time with this goal kick. And we've played 58 minutes here at Whaddon Road. You can tell it's reaching the chillier months now. Plenty of claret and amber scarf and bobble hat now being donned by those travelling City faithful, and good on them as well, because we were made aware pretty early doors that there was some traffic issues on the way down for those travelling on the M5. So fair play to them for getting here safely and supporting their team in this FA Cup first round tie, which Bradford City trailed by 1-0, looking to break down this rigid, stubborn, sturdy Cheltenham Town defence now under the stewardship of Steve Cottrell, who is working a charm here. You can see that there's a discipline, there's an organisation about this Cheltenham Town team that shipped 7 goals prior to previous manager Mickey Flynn's departure. Pennington for Lee, and now on this right side Pennington can carry it up towards the halfway line. City have it in their own half as we approach the hour mark on BBC Radio Leeds. Power too much on that crossfield ball, overhit in search of Lewis Richards, and it's a Cheltenham Town throw.
Yeah, trying to get up the pitch really quickly. Max Power, unusually overhit ball for him. Normally pinpoint like a radar his passes to the wide players.
And Cheltenham bring it forward and through the middle, and it's Hutchinson who steps past Power now. Danger. Hutchinson will shoot and forces Sam Walker into a comfortable save down to his right side. He'd expect to make that, but he had to be there.
Yeah, it's a great little break there from Hutchinson. Had to take it early because he had the Bradford City defenders coming towards him.
Michael Mellon has got himself a hat-trick for Oldham. All three against Northampton Town. They lead by 3-0 as Neil Byrne searches for the head of Halliday on this near side, the right. Leaping in front of him was a defending Thomas to take it out of play, and Bradford City will have a throw. High up the field with exactly an hour played. Will Swan is being ready to come on, as is Stephen Humphreys, so that gives you an insight into Graham Alexander's mindset. Halliday will cross, flat ball, not good enough. And as a stooping Luke Young header takes it away defensively, Halliday then on the back of Bickerstaff puts him to the floor, and it's a free kick, Cheltenham Town.
Yeah, Halliday just a little bit over eager to get that ball, and Bradford City chasing this game and want to keep this game flowing as best they can to get back into it.
Stephen Humphreys receiving some final instruction from Graham Alexander, as is Will Swan. And what that does for the shape, we shall wait and see. Might they go to a top two? Pennington does well to reach over Archer and head forward, but it's sent back towards him via the head of Luke Young. Cheltenham have it, and they've knocked it around nicely. Tomkinson on the halfway line, Archer, who's looked dangerous, the Luton Town loanee. Tommy Lee's pushed him back into Cheltenham's half and forces an error which City may profit from. Lee for right into the box, onto his left foot, back onto his right, gets the shot away, but that's blocked at source. The ball propels back towards the halfway line where McIntyre collects possession. Neil Byrne now squares the ball towards this near side, the Bradford City right. Pennington for Lapsley, lays it back off to Pennington. Pennington looks up, sees the option of Andy Cook, floats up towards him. That's headed away by Stevenson, further sent away through Hutchinson. Byrne gets a touch on Bickerstaff, but Hutchinson releases Bickerstaff. Bickerstaff the sole figure now, up against Byrne. Players get back for Bradford City. Bickerstaff takes it into the box. Byrne with the touch, but that takes it out of play, and it's a Cheltenham Town corner.
Yes, good play from Cheltenham, having been on the back foot, defending that interception from Tyreek Wright. Didn't make the most of that chance. They broke and have got a corner from that break.
Cheltenham Town 1, Bradford City 0. Alex Patterson also given the nod. There's a triple change on the way. Humphreys, Swan and Patterson all ready to come on for Bradford City, who defend this Cheltenham Town corner on the near left side. Played short, Thomas carries it parallel with the byline, into the box he comes, whips it across the face of goal, and Pennington at the back post half volleys it behind for another corner. Cheltenham Town, who should have done better with that chance.
Yeah, their rare appearances against Bradford City in their box have brought real threats from Cheltenham Town and look dangerous on the break when they're in possession.
Corner now from the opposing flank. The thoughts of Andy Kuomi with us on BBC Radio Leeds. Corner played short again, this time it's Archer. Takes it into the box. A skewed clearance by Andy Cook at the near post as the cross was sent in. Cheltenham tried to put it back into the mixer, but Power is on hand to clear away. Underneath it is Jude Boyd to head forward. It turns the defensive line. Pennington is there though for Bradford City. Halliday in the right back position is able to lump it forward, and Andy Cook will give chase down this inside right flank. Wilson will let it run, and the ball will go out for a Cheltenham Town throw. Breaking play may offer the opportunity for Bradford City to complete this triple switch, the first of which sees Stephen Humphreys replace Lewis Richards' number was up. George Lapsley's 2. So Will Swan replaces Lapsley. Humphreys replaces Richards, and Patterson will come on for Tommy Lee.
Yeah, that's Tyreek Wright dropping into that wide position to replace Lewis Richards. The two will be changed, and I think that will see Alex Patterson just drop into the midfield as two top players, and then Will Swan on the right hand side, and Stephen Humphreys on the left hand side, and Alex Patterson in the middle.
Attacking changes.
Yeah, definitely attacking changes, and I think Humphreys will play as a 2 alongside Andy Cook.
Well, we shall see. Archer heading forward. Byrne knees it up into the air. Hutchinson brings it down from the air. The Bristol Rovers low knee. Poor pass is nearly intercepted by Tyreek Wright. Archer takes the ball away from Power, brings it forward, feeds it into Jude Boyd's path, and the cross is straight into the hands of Sam Walker, who collects the ball and overarm throws it towards Wright. Humphreys on that far left flank, cuts in field, has the ball taken away from him, but he's fouled in the process. It's a free kick, Bradford City. Well, might we be seeing Stephen Humphreys playing as a left attacker?
Yeah, he is playing as a left attacker, Jamie, and we've got Will Swan as the right attacker with Cookie on his own.
Well, Stephen Humphreys getting a second successive foul against him in the space of a minute, and Bradford City have possession on that far left side. They trail League 2 Cheltenham Town by 1-0. McIntyre forward, crossing, poor, back post, too much on it, and it's a goal kick.
Yes, over it, cross there from McIntyre. They've got to, when they get into those wide areas, be able to put the ball into those dangerous areas for Cook, Swan and Humphreys to attack.
Huddersfield Town have drawn level in their FA Cup first round tie at Bolton. 1-1. Commentary continues on our other DAB frequency, Freeview TV channel 711, and you can also find it online via the BBC Sport website and app. We're with you on Bradford DAB and via BBC Sounds. You can take us with you, download the app, and if you're out the house you can listen to every bit of the action. There's a long ball forward by Cheltenham, is collected through Sam Walker, and he rolls it out towards Matt Pennington. Power marshalling his team as they search for an equaliser. Patterson out towards the left side. McIntyre on the halfway line. Return to Patterson. Patterson drills it forward. A glancing touch by Tompkinson is perfectly placed onto the knee of Brad Halliday, but Will Swan is in an offside position, and that attack rather abruptly breaks down for Bradford City.
They're trying to get the ball wide early, but Swan over eager to get to that pass from Brad Halliday, runs in an offside position, and they've just got to be careful that they don't lose the momentum in the second half. Bradford City, the subs need to come in and make a real difference, but they need to do it in these next 25 minutes.
Pennington grappling with Bickerstaff as the ball comes towards the pair of them. Out of play it goes, and Bradford City will have a throw. Time starting to run out for the Bantams. Still a quarter of this game remaining. Level at full time. We will go to extra time, and then penalties should we need them. Cook flicking on. Swan looking to nip in behind, but it's cleared away by Shering. Power wins the aerial duel, heads forward towards Stevenson, who heads it out of play. Bradford City throw near side the right, level with the halfway line. Halliday to take, right in front of Steve Cottrell. Halliday throws forward. Andy Cook sandwiched between two Cheltenham players. Swan lifted over the top for Cook. Young loses sight of the ball as Shering clears away once more for Cheltenham. Byrne has Bickerstaff backing into him. Halliday, late challenge, falls to the floor. The referee saw that. Ethan Archer, the guilty party, and it will be a free kick for Bradford City. Andy Kiwomia.
Yes, Brad Halliday doing his job there and clearing the ball. Ethan Archer equally doing the job that Cheltenham need him to do, and that's defend at all costs. But Bradford need to keep this possession.
They've got it as Power squares the free kick left for Byrne. Byrne then inside the centre circle, floats it up towards the defensive line. Second ball is brought down by Swan. Halliday back down the line for Power. Power wants options central. Instead he uses Pennington on the halfway line. Pennington curls it forward up the right inside channel in search of Andy Cook. It comes back to him and he nestles it down for Power. Swan, Pennington on this near side the right. Pennington through for Power. Power will cross. Back post. Humphreys goes up for the header. It beats him. Tyreek Wright, left edge of the area. Into the feet of Humphreys. Lays it off for Patterson, who gets the shot away but hits it first time and drags it well wide.
Yeah, good build-up play from Bradford City. Max Power to the far post, and it's Tyreek Wright plays the ball in to Alex Patterson for him to strike a goal. Unfortunately, Patterson didn't get the shot he would want at that distance
Cheltenham playing out from the back with the floodlights taking full effect now here at Wadden Road. Old-fashioned ground. Plenty of red seats on show. Healthy crowd in, but not a full crowd. As City build out from the back. Callum Kavanagh watching on. Warming up as Neil Byrne finds the head of Halliday. He feeds it through for the on-chasing Swan. Back to Halliday it comes on this near side the right. City attacking. Back heel from Halliday. Uses Swan. Patterson squares it infield for McIntyre. Players forward for Bradford City. Humphreys now just outside the area. Humphreys through for Tyreek Wright. Right back to Humphreys. Humphreys has Patterson screaming for it. Humphreys will shoot. That's blocked. It propels out of play, and it's a Bradford City throw with 20 minutes of normal time remaining.
Yeah, Stephen Humphreys just got his head up. Alex Patterson was just sitting there waiting at the edge of the box.
Throw played short to right. Power the taker. Patterson receives it 40 yards out. Squares right. Byrne. All outfield players inside Cheltenham's half, who lead Bradford City by 1-0 in this FA Cup first round tie. Halliday squares infield for the bald-headed Patterson. Now it's Power. Now it's Humphreys just outside the box. Fed through for Wright. Wright crosses near post. Cheltenham only half clear it. Halliday will swing a left boot at it. It falls for Patterson. Patterson back out to Halliday on the right side. City building patiently, building pressure. Halliday carries it infield, looking for an opening in this rigid Cheltenham defence. Power for Swan. Very congested on the edge of the area. From right to left, Bradford City try and stretch the play. Humphreys into the area, again fed through for Wright. Wright will hang it up, back post. Cook attacks it. A Cheltenham head takes it out of the area. Power cushions it down. Swan flicks it on. Power chases after it. He's around his man. He cuts it back. It's alive inside the 6-yard area. Cook tries to get the shot away. It comes back out to Power. Power rolls past his man, and then the cross is blocked. It stays in play, and Ethan Archer will slice it up into the air. The ball's allowed to bounce. Pennington is nudged in the back by Bickerstaff. It will be a free kick, Bradford City. Sustained period of pressure as Josh Nerfield is ready to come on.
Yeah, it's a sustained pressure from Bradford City, but sustained resilience from Cheltenham Town. Really is. They're battling to stop this ball going in to the net, and Bradford City equalising.
Straight swap. Nerfield is on for Halliday. Bolton have retaken the lead against Huddersfield in the FA Cup first round. Meanwhile, Brighton have scored a third against Leeds United. Commentaries continue on DAB for Huddersfield, FM for Leeds. Here at Cheltenham, Bradford City trail by 1-0. They have a wide attacking free kick from the near side in front of the away end, pushing for an equaliser against, as Andy Kiwomya rightly describes, a rigid, stubborn Cheltenham defence who are digging deep for their manager and their club. Power with this free kick, square to the free man. Patterson hits it first time. He doesn't get a clean enough connection. The shot is blocked. It propels up into the air, and Humphreys will let that run for a Bradford City throw far side there left.
Yeah, well worked free kick. Unfortunately, Alex Patterson didn't get the shot on goal that he would have wanted.
Humphreys lays it off for Power. Power, it's set up invitingly. His shot is blocked. It propels towards this near side. Nerfield touches it out, but it took a final touch off Archer. Bradford City throw. Once again, near side the right, on the edge of the final third.
Yes, sustained pressure, as you said, Jamie. But again, Cheltenham Town defending for their lives. Can Bradford City break the deadlock?
Byrne receives a throw, goes back to Power with his pass. Power flicks it into the path of Swan. Nerfield brings it down, tries to roll away from his man, but the challenge comes in. Byrne puts the Cheltenham player to the floor in the form of Bickerstaff. That's been a good battle. Swan through for Nerfield. Nerfield crossing, back post. Cook is nowhere to be seen as Cheltenham head away. McIntyre brings it down just outside the box. Wright gives it to Humphreys. Far side the City left. Humphreys up against his man. Humphreys onto his right foot. Wants options, gives it to Patterson. Patterson out towards the left side. It's Tyreek Wright who will cross, swings it in. Andy Cook's header is wide of Joe Day's left-hand post. Goal kick.
Such sustained pressure from Bradford City, but they cannot, and this is the difference, they're not able to get that moment in the box to get a clean strike off or a header at goal, and then when they do, Joe Day has been equal to everything that has been thrown at him.
Freddie Wilcox coming on for Jordan Thomas, who is met with a standing ovation to leave the field of play. They are defending as a unit, Cheltenham Town, and they are keeping out, they are shutting out, as it stands, Bradford City's efforts to find a leveller. It might be a change of system as well for Cheltenham Town following that change. We shall wait and see. Jode slips as he takes his goal kick, but it doesn't affect the distance on the ball forward. Andy Cook battling with Stevenson. McIntyre coming over to bring down possession. And he goes back into the defensive line for Neil Byrne. City attacking from left to right in this second half, as we see it here, as Max Power now rolls the ball under his right boot and shifted out towards that far side, the City left, in their all-blue alternative strip. Humphreys forward for Wright. Wright has got the right side of his man. Tyreek Wright now, left edge of the box, finds the cross near post. It's headed up into the air. It's not out of the box. Andy Cook brings it down, swings a shot towards goal. That's also blocked. He chases after it. Swan just outside the area. Nerfel with the shot. That's blocked by a body. Claims of handball. Corner is the signal.
Look at the way these Cheltenham Town players are celebrating the blocks. They really are relishing this fight. They really are trying their best to keep this clean sheet, but Bradford City equally throwing everything at their Cheltenham Town defence.
They are hanging on to this precious lead, Cheltenham Town. As the corner is played short, Power out to Patterson. Patterson lifts it high up into the air. It stayed in play as a Cheltenham head takes it out towards Humphreys, left edge of the penalty area. Humphreys, into the box he comes, couple of step overs around his man, flicks it with his left boot, into the box it comes, it's headed away once more by Cheltenham. Patterson picks up possession, under the lights now here at Wadden Road. That's a stray ball from Patterson that breaks down that pressure that had been built. It's over the head of Nerfil and it will be a Cheltenham Town throw.
Yes, very, very unusual straight ball there from Alex Patterson. He is normally so reliable, and just at the moment when you wanted to keep the momentum, he's just let Cheltenham Town off the hook a little bit with that ball into for a throw-in,
which John Tompkinson takes for Cheltenham Town. Pennington rises above Archer. Power flicks it on for Humphreys. Humphreys then manages to work a ball forward in search of Will Swan, but John Tompkinson clears it away. Then Neil Byrne holds off Bickerstaff. Bickerstaff is adjudged to have fouled Neil Byrne. It's a free kick, Bradford City, which Power races to take quickly. Byrne's hurt himself in the aftermath, but he gives Max Power a thumbs up to say he's okay to continue. Patterson takes it on the half turn, looks to feed it through for Humphreys, but his pass is blocked, and then Byrne again just body checks Bickerstaff, and that will be a yellow card for Neil Byrne.
Yeah, Neil Byrne not recovered from the free kick because Max Power had taken it so quickly, found himself just getting back on his feet and getting his bearings. Bickerstaff gets the ball and then just plays it round him, and unfortunately Byrne had to body check him and gives away the free kick.
Well, City staring down the barrel of a first round exit in the FA Cup. They reached the second round last season, losing to Derek Adams Morecambe, you remember, and Neil Byrne was sent off in that game. At the moment Cheltenham are heading through, and Jude Boyd is driving to the byline and seeing his cross blocked by Max Power, and it will be a corner. Eruption from the terrace behind that goal in which Cheltenham attack. A unified club once more. You can sense that, you can feel that. Steve Cottrell has made them a very difficult team to play.
Yeah, they've really played out their skin today to stay in this game, and from the first minute to this minute now, they've earned the right to be in the front because the way that they defended has been remarkable.
Corner played short, Archer then blasts one towards goal, and somehow that hasn't found the back of the net. I think it's the second successive corner. In fact, it is. Final touch off a City player.
Yeah, it's good defending from City because that was venomous across the box from Ethan Archer.
Well, Cheltenham Town looking to bury this tight. A second would all but do that. Archer sees his cross blocked, and that allows for Swan to clear away. Cheltenham Town have it. Jude Boyd, the fullback, lifts it into the penalty area. Sam Walker calls for it and collects, and then sets City on their way. Sees the run of Nerfil, Walker looks to pick him. Tompkinson is underneath it and heads forward. Hutchinson brings it down for Cheltenham. The Bristol Rovers low knee. Hutchinson slips it through for Bickerstaff. Bickerstaff then out towards this near side, the left. Archer up against Byrne. Archer back down the line. Here's Wilcox. Wilcox around Nerfield. Digs out across. McIntyre at the near post can prod away. Swan is first to it, but he's been dispossessed by Stevenson. And Cheltenham Town come again through Archer. Piercing through. Runs into the challenge of Power. Bickerstaff then loses his footing. Patterson picks up possession and he takes it forward for Humphreys. Tyree Wright offering the overlapping run. Humphreys gets the ball out of his feet and drives forward now. Humphreys through for Cook. Cook then looks to lead it on for Swan. The two got in each other's way, it would seem, and the ball is now back at the feet of Joe Day.
Yeah, it was good ball carrying there from Stephen Humphreys. Played the ball into Cook. Will Swan was just a little bit too close for him to play the 1-2. He went for the 1-2 and he rolled right through to the goalkeeper.
High ball sent downfield by Joe Day. Bickerstaff once again being reacquainted with Neil Byrne. And Sam Walker has the ball in his hands and he will send it long. And he might just find Joe Day. The two keepers playing their own game at the moment. And we're into the final 8 minutes of normal time here at Wadden Road. And Cheltenham Town, 20th in League 2, lead Bradford City, second place in League 1. But McIntyre brings it down, gives it to Tyreek Wright. Humphreys sets off on his way. Wright floats it towards Cook. Cook cushions it down for Humphreys. Humphreys squares it right. Nerfield with a pocket of space. Nerfield up against Wilcox. Nerfield, heavy touch at the byline, runs it out of play. That just about sums up Bradford City at the moment as they try and find this leveller.
Yeah, a little bit of frustration there from Josh Nerfield. Unluckily, just took a big touch as he was going around the defender and then couldn't catch the ball to put it into the box.
The story of this game has been, in truth, a fairly simple one. Cheltenham Town taking the lead inside the second minute. And the Bradford City players, and many of us in this stadium, I must say, thought the referee had blown his whistle prior to Cheltenham taking their free kick. Play was allowed to continue. Cheltenham headed the ball over Sam Walker. Isaac Hutchinson ran away and celebrated. The goal stood despite perplexement from the City bench and players. And then since that point, Bradford City have tried their utmost to break through this Cheltenham Town defence, who I have to say have been brilliant. They have stood tall to everything that Bradford City have thrown at them, and still the Bantams can't find a way through. Andy Cook grappling this time with Wilson as the ball falls at the feet of Joe Day. He's been equally as impressive, the man between the sticks for Cheltenham Town, as Pennington heads forward. It's brought down by Stevenson. Archer gives it back to Stevenson. Stevenson half follows it forward into no man's land, where Byrne decides to keep the ball in play, carries it into Bradford City's penalty area and out towards the far left side. Can the Bantams find a goal that keeps them in the FA Cup? Power is forward with his lofted ball. Cook is beaten to it in the air by Tompkinson. Archer just about keeps it in this near touchline. Pennington gets the challenge in. It takes a final touch off Wilcox, and it will be a Bradford City throw as they attack from left to right in this second half. Power for Pennington. Back to Byrne. Byrne then squares left for McIntyre. And Alexander frustrated on the edge of his technical area as Humphreys has possession inside Cheltenham's half. 6 minutes of normal time remaining. Patterson gives it to Byrne. Byrne will loft it. He slips as he makes the kick. And Wilcox can head away, but only as far as Will Swan. As Ibu Toure gets ready to come on for Bradford City. Neil Byrne out towards that far side, the City left. McIntyre. Max Power receives the pass in field. Humphreys lays it off for McIntyre. So disciplined at Cheltenham in their defensive shape. McIntyre for Power. Power then for Humphreys. Humphreys, couple of step overs. Challenge comes in from Stevenson, takes the ball towards Patterson. Now towards this near side, the right. Pennington lofts the ball into the penalty area, but too heavy a hit. And out of play it goes, goal kick.
Yeah, they're rushing in this final third, getting desperate, Bradford City, and unfortunately they are now looking at the chances that they missed in the first half as the real opportunities that could have swung the game in their favour.
Cheltenham change will see Tommy Taylor replace Jake Bickerstaff. Bradford City's change brings Tom McIntyre's afternoon to an end, and Ibu Toure will replace him.
Yeah, Tom McIntyre's done really well in the game, but unfortunately, not done enough for him to see out the game, because this team, Bradford City team, has needed to get the goal, and not that that's anything to do with him, but we've just missed too many chances in the first half and not been able to convert in the second.
4.5 minutes of normal time remaining as Byrne and Taylor get to know one another. The substitute backing into Byrne. Tyreek Wright. Night sky above. See about 3/5 of a moon as Toure sees his ball intercepted, and Cheltenham Town have it through Jude Boyd. Hutchinson, nice touch to get past Toure. Hutchinson now carries it forward and through the middle. Look to slip it in behind Matt Pennington for the run of Archer, but Archer wasn't on the same wavelength. And Sam Walker overarm throws it towards Nerfil on this near side the right. He carries it forward into Cheltenham's half. So quickly are Cheltenham back defensively, but Nerfil's got past Archer. Nerfil now chops it infield. It bypasses Swamp, and Cheltenham Town regain possession through Tompkinson on the edge of their own area. Nerfil pressing, as is Swamp. Neil Byrne has it as the clearance comes in from Cheltenham. Time running out for Bradford City. Toure out towards that far side, the left. City have possession through Humphreys. Humphreys goes back to Byrne. Byrne lofts it forward in search of Nerfil. Wilcox underneath it, heads away. Swan looks to bring it down, but he loses sight and judgment of the ball, and Archer has it. Archer then, that's a poor ball forward on this near side the left. City will have a throw. Power wants to take it quickly and does. Power plays the 1-2 with Pennington. Power forward for Nerfil. Nerfil into the feet of Swan. Swan on the half turn has space to carry it forward through the middle of Cheltenham's half. City work it from right to left. Now out towards the far side, it's Toure. Right infield for Patterson. Slightly stray ball, asks a lot of Patterson, but they keep hold of possession. Power looks up, sees the run of Humphreys, finds the feet of Cook. Cook inside the area, back to goal, wriggling away from the defence, feeds it for Wright. Tyreek Wright back towards Toure. Toure will cross, and a Cheltenham head takes it away once more. That has been the story of this second half, as Byrne with a loose touch nearly allows Cheltenham through, but Toure is there and on hand to cover. Tyreek Wright. City with all the ball now, searching for a goal to keep them in the FA Cup. Cheltenham 1, Bradford City 0. Pennington. Come on, Cheltenham is the cry from the home support. They can sense it. They can feel another victory under Steve Cottrell. Byrne for Andy Cook. Desperate defending. Cook's got past his man. Now Humphreys just outside the box. Through for Wright. Wright will cross. Deep ball hung up. Patterson attacks it. Header is upwards. Pennington brings it down. Nerfil inside the area. Up against his man. Nerfil still squares it. Arriving his Power just outside the box. Power's passes to Humphreys. It's just about nicked away from Humphreys, but Toure picks up possession. Tyreek Wright. Desperate stuff this. With a minute and a half to go. Power. Back out to the left side, it's Toure. Toure is through for Richards at the byline. Richards will cross. Andy Cook's header is towards the goal, but Joe Day collects the ball. Not much conviction or power on that headed effort, and City just cannot find a way through.
Yeah, they're nice balls into the box, but nice doesn't get your job done. You've got to be hitting with a little bit of pace and power so that the person heading it can go towards goal with more direction.
Patterson with a stray pass. Been a few of those since coming on, as Archer picks up possession. Patterson chases after him to try and win it back. Luke Young put under pressure by Humphreys. Stevenson brought to the floor by Humphreys, who caught his man. It's a free kick for Cheltenham Town. Extra time will be the course of play if Bradford City can find an equaliser. We will learn what additional time remains in 25 seconds time. Archer up this near touchline. It's touched out of play. It's a Bradford City throw. Pennington up the line it comes towards Swan. It hits the back of Wilcox. He didn't know much about it. Nerfil into the feet of Andy Cook. Heavy touch, and Tompkinson can clear away. Underneath it is Pennington, as is Tommy Taylor. The two grappling with one another. 4 additional minutes is the signal. Cheltenham Town have a throw. City are heading out of the FA Cup as it stands.
Well, they've certainly battled through this game with Cheltenham to try and get the goal that was needed. I think at this moment in time we're going to be talking about the chances that Bradford City have missed and the resolute defending of Cheltenham Town.
Yeah, particularly in the first half, Bradford City had their chances. Tyreek with the majority of them. 4 to memory anyway. At least 2 of which were clear-cut chances that he could have done and should have done maybe better with. Tommy Lee curled one past the far left-hand corner. Second half, it's not been as clear-cut. Cheltenham Town have been stoic in their defensive duties, and they are heading towards the second round draw as it stands. There might be one last chance for the Bantams. The time is running out. We've already played a minute of the 4 additional. Steve Cottrell just calming his players down. Graham Alexander with both hands in his pockets. Torre for power. Down on his haunches now is Alexander. Humphreys drops deep to pick up possession. Shifted out towards this right side. Pennington goes infield. Humphreys wanted it. Pennington ignored him. Byrne out to the left side it goes. Torre for Wright. Back infield for Power. Can't find a way through Bradford City. Torre carries it forward. Feeds it through for Wright. Right at the byline will cross. Again, it's sent away at the near post. Torre brings it down. It's a heavy touch. Tommy Taylor putting him under pressure, but he slips. Gives it to Will Swan. All out attack now for Bradford City. They need to find a goal. Max Power for Humphreys. Humphreys now on this near side the right. Onto his left foot. Humphreys still gets the shot away. That's blocked as well. It'll spiral out towards this near side. Pennington lets it run. It will be a throw. And he's taken that quickly. Less than 2 minutes of additional time remaining. Cheltenham Town 1, Bradford City 0. Torre wants options. Uses Power. All outfield players inside Cheltenham's half. Power has it just outside the centre circle. Torre carries it forward up towards the final third. Torre then gives it to Tyreek Wright. Back in field is Power. Power squares it for Neil Byrne. Neil Byrne will shoot towards goal, and that just about sums it up. Well wide and not challenging the upright.
Yeah, they had so much patient play for the centre half then to step in and kill the momentum. Yes, frustration because everybody was in the box waiting for that ball to come in there. That's good defending from Cheltenham, forcing Bradford City to have to think about shooting from wide and not about how they can break them down.
Well, Joe Day understandably taking his time with this goal kick into the final minute of the 4 additional. And I think the Cheltenham Town fans believe that they are now through to the second round. It's another victory under the Steve Cottrell resurgence, unless Bradford City can pluck something out of the air. Young heads forward, Taylor brings it down, and he gets past Ibu Torre, who puts him to the floor. And that could very well be that for Bradford City.
Yeah, they've worked hard today, Bradford City, but they've not, as we've said, had the finishing touches to some of the opportunities that they've had. Frustrating as well because the way that they've played right up until the end has been admirable, but unfortunately goals change games.
Certainly do, and that was the goal that came just after a minute was played in controversial fashion. The second may come now. What a save that is from Sam Walker. Remarkable save. He rolls it out for Max Power. Well, that will be some story now if City can find a goal. Swan for Nerfil. Nerfil back to Power. Power steps past the Broom challenge. Power then flicks it up towards Swan, but that's cut out. It falls for Pennington. Pennington brings it down. He lifts it forward. Nerfil knees it in field. Power will lift it high up into the air. There's a late challenge on the City skipper, and there's a free kick for Bradford City. They thought it was the full-time whistle. Well, that's ironic, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. the whistle goes, everybody thinks there's something else going on than actually what is going on.
Well, Sam Walker's gone up for this free kick. If they can find a goal here, Bradford City, then Sam Walker should claim the assist alone with that save.
What a save. 1-on-1, down to his left, smothers the ball.
Well, this is it for Bradford City to stay in the FA Cup. Power whips it in there. Back post, Sam Walker's on the end of it. It goes up into the air and Joe Day collects the ball and the full-time whistle is blown. And Bradford City are